Hi friends! Welcome to Introducing. My name is Irina and I work at the National Portrait Gallery, where we share the stories of people who have helped shape the United States. Each week for Introducing, we shine a light on some of this country's history makers and their portraits. Just like reading a book, looking at a portrait can tell a story too. This month, we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and I am so excited to introduce you to Sandra Cisneros. And this is her portrait. It's a photograph of her and her dog. Can you spot the sculpture of a dog? It's right there. Sandra Cisneros is sitting on the front steps of a house. Can you see the door and the windows? She's looking at us straight on with a smile on her face. Do you think she looks happy? Do you think she looks friendly? I do. I would definitely want to be Sandra Cisneros' friend. And of course, I would want to be her dog's friend as well. When I look at this photograph, I can imagine myself walking through the neighborhood and maybe seeing Sandra Cisneros sitting on her front steps and waving to her and her dog. It would almost feel like I'm in Sandra Cisneros' neighborhood. Who lives in your neighborhood? This portrait is by the artist Al Rendon, who is known for photographs of Latinx leaders just like Sandra Cisneros. In this photograph, she is sitting on the front steps of a house that she used to live in. This house is in San Antonio, Texas, in the United States. She lived in San Antonio, Texas for over 20 years. But Sandra Cisneros didn't always live in this house. She actually grew up in Chicago, Illinois, which is over 1,000 miles away. She had 6 brothers, and although her parents met in Chicago, both of them were from Mexico. Can you see what Sandra Cisneros is wearing in this photograph? It's a dress, and it closely resembles a Mexican folk dress, which is usually made up of squares or rectangles of cloth. Texture and patterning are crucially important to Mexican folk dresses. Can you see the texture at the bottom of her dress? Sandra Cisneros is Mexican American. That means she has family history or heritage in Mexico and was born in the United States. Where were you born? Do you live in the same place or a different place that your parents grew up? Sandra Cisneros grew up in Chicago, where she didn't always feel like she fit in. In her neighborhood, though, the people were just like her and her family. Many of her neighbors were also Mexican American. And one of the things that Sandra Cisneros loved to do as a child was go to the library, or biblioteca in Spanish. Do you like to go to the library? Sandra Cisneros also loved to write. She was 10 years old when she wrote her first poem. And as an adult, she became a writer and a published author. She says, "I always tell people that I became a writer not because I went to school, but because my mother took me to the library." Sandra Cisneros said she felt at home in the quietness of the library without her 6 brothers. That the library was a place for her to just think. And somewhere she felt like she belonged. Where is some place that you feel like you belong? One of Sandra Cisneros' most famous books is called The House on Mango Street. In the book, Sandra Cisneros draws on her experience as the daughter of a working-class Mexican-American family in Chicago. The House on Mango Street was published in 1984 and has sold 6 million copies. It's also been translated into over 20 languages and often is required reading for schools across the United States. The book has also earned her many awards, including the National Medal of Art, which was given to her by President Barack Obama in 2016. In addition to The House on Mango Street, Sandra Cisneros has written over 12 other books, including a children's book in English and Spanish. It's called Hairs or Pelitos in Spanish. Sandra Cisneros has such a deep love of writing that she has also helped start the careers of many aspiring and emerging writers. And she has worked as a teacher and a counselor to kids who have dropped out of school. And she's also an instructor of creative writing. And Sandra Cisneros is still writing. She still writes, and she currently lives in Mexico. So thank you so much for listening to today's Introducing, and we look forward to seeing you right back here next week for a new one.